Wanting to read more English book but don't know where to start or how to pick? Don't worry, I've got you. Welcome back to the Renaissance. It's Venus. I talk about language and learning in this channel. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to pick the right English book for you. There are 3 parts to the success equation. First, assessment of your level. Second, define your goal. And third, I will discuss how to make the habit stick. Without further ado, let's dive in. So first and foremost, it's important to assess your level of English. It's easy when you are learning with a teacher, they can give you an opinion on your level. But I know a lot of people self-taught themselves English, so it's always tricky to gauge your level when you are learning by yourself. The most useful method is to use the existing grading system. And for reading in particular, you can consult the Lexile grading system, or something that is more commonly used, which is the CEFR system. The CEFR system stands for Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. It's arguably the most common framework when it comes to judging your level of language skills. So it starts from A1, which is beginner, to C2, which is near native level, or at a very advanced level. This table is something I found on the European Council website on the framework, but it's a bit wordy, so I simplified it into a table for you guys. So A1, and it corresponds to 200 to 500 L on the Lexile level, and A2 500 to 800, B1 800 to 1000, and B2 1000 to 12,000. So when you are at A1 level, you will be able to understand simple sentences and everyday vocabulary. So really, it's the beginning of your language learning journey. And A2 is a bit more advanced with specific and predictable information you can understand. So a bit more in-depth than A1, but still quite beginner. And B1 is the sweet spot of independent learning, where you can really try to read native content like novels and especially young adult fiction with a very clear plot. And B2, you can read articles and report concerning everyday problems like news, and even you can attempt some more complex novels. And C1 and C2 are really advanced level, where you can really command the language at a very high standard, and you can understand both factual and literary text, and even attempt on reading academic journals and books with more archaic languages, like the novels by Charles Dickens or maybe Shakespeare's. And C2, you can basically, there's no limit to what you can read. You can read like a native, just like how you do in your native language. So yeah, that's an overview of the CEFR framework and how you can use it to assess your level if you are a self-taught English learner. And one good thing to note is that you can use ChatGPT to assess your level. You can ask ChatGPT to show you say B2 level text and see how much you can understand. A good rule of thumb is you can understand 70 to 80% of the content. That would be a comfortable range of familiarity versus unfamiliarity in the reading material, so that you feel challenged but not discouraged. And moving on to our second point, which is defining your goals. So if you are specifically looking to expand your vocabulary and grammar, actually the quickest way is not to read submersively, but to use grammar books and vocabulary builder to guide you to speed up or supercharge your learning process. One good series of English grammar book and vocabulary I used to use are the English Grammar in Use by Raymond Murphy, published by Cambridge University Press. They are made with independent learner and classroom in mind, so it's very versatile and a great tool to speed up your learning. But if you're trying to improve your everyday conversation, a good way to do that is to listen to audiobooks or find books with audio track along with it. And content-wise, it's good to pick something that is very conversational and colloquial with heavy dialogues, so you can really see how English speakers interact and what word and expression they use in everyday situations. If you're looking to improve your reading comprehension, as in a way to assess how much you have taken in, there are guided readers for different level of English, and it often comes with a summary and questions and quizzes and exercises to test your understanding of the content. The answer that comes with the book will check if you've got the right understanding, which is very helpful if you're looking to improve that. If you're looking to prepare for English exams like IELTS, TOEFL, or even GMAT, I would recommend reading magazines and news, which are usually argumentative writing, especially in the opinion columns. Also, the writing style is more formal and academic, which will be really useful for your purpose. And you can choose a newspaper, an English newspaper that is native to your country. What do I mean by that? Say I'm from Hong Kong and I can pick our English newspaper, so the content I will still be very familiar with, but is in English. So I used to learn English with South China Morning Post, which is a Hong Kong English newspaper. So to summarize, you can use vocab builder or grammar book, audiobooks with heavy dialogues, graded readers with summary and questions, and newspaper and magazines. These are my try and tested reading material, and I hope they will be useful for you. And the next important point is, how do you get the most out of these material? I've prepared 3 learning tips for you, and we shall look into that now. First is to set realistic goal. I use a framework called SMART. So SMART goal setting stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You can set goals like learn 5 new idioms or vocabulary or expression in a week, which is very specific. You're learning 5 new things, and using a number make it measurable, and 5 words per week is very achievable, and learning new expressions is relevant to your English reading comprehension journey, and the in a week statement is time-bound. My second tip would be to stay consistent. It's more useful to have short daily sessions instead of cramming for 5 hours on the weekend. That way you train your memory and submerge yourself in an English environment every day. I know it's easy to get demotivated or bored, so switch it up, look at different kinds of material and genre, read a biography one day, a news article another day, and listen to an audiobook when you are at the gym. Work out something that works for you, so that you can stay consistent. The third and kind of most important technique is active reading or learning. So one big example would be to use the words and expression you learned immediately. You can write a summary using the new words and look up and study the new words you've learned, and then form a new sentence, for example. I have done a video on active learning and passive learning in English, and I will link it in the video so you can watch that after you finish this. So that's pretty much all from me today. I hope these tips and resources will help you pick the right reading material for you so you can have more resources to use in your English learning journey. These skills are also transferable in learning other languages. For instance, I learn German and French nowadays, and these are the methods I use to improve my reading comprehension and expand my vocabulary and grammar structure, like Wortschatz and Satzbau, so to speak in German. So I hope they are useful for you. Leave me a comment down below so I know what I can do better to better help you learn languages. Enough for me today. Take care and bye. Thanks for watching.